Holy moly, we're live. We haven't been live in a long time. Let's see, how long has it been? It's been maybe 2 months since, longer than that, maybe even. Well, hello there. Hello, folks. Slav has said something earlier in chat, and hello, Rishab. Been a long time. Yes, it's been a very long time. And hello, Awesome Possum. Recently saw your comment in Jonty's Discord. Very appreciative of your comment there. And so, what are we doing today? What are we doing? This little spot back here really is a big eyesore. I really don't like the way this looks. So I think we are going to end up coming in here and farting around with it just a wee bit. I'm not quite sure exactly what. You watch me to go to bed too. It's a moment. Okay, so I assume that means that you're going to bed soon and you're watching me briefly for a moment until that time. That's how I interpret that. Let's see. But before we go and play with the drawbridge, I think I want to just kind of like extend some more rocks and stuff out over this way and just kind of fill in a little bit more scenery here and maybe just kind of do a little bit more, make a water park. I don't think we're going to be doing any water parks anytime soon in Whacky World. There is a vision for Whacky World to fill up most of the map. I don't know if the computer is going to be able to handle it. I do get a little bit of lag now and then. What is it? What's my OBS says I'm getting a pretty steady like 40 plus frames per second. So I don't know what my frame rate's going to be like after I fill all of this and all of this up with scenery. I don't think either of them will be quite as heavily decorated as this area over here, but we'll see. Anyway, so to start the stream off, I've been slowly like working my way this way with scenery, a little bit of it off camera, some of it as part of Whacky World episodes. And so, no, I don't have an airport yet. Are you nuts? Does Whacky World need an airport for people like VIPs to be choppered in? Maybe we'll do that as part of the resort. Like I do plan to have like a little resort type building over here. And I am planning tentatively to have like a road that goes all the way like back this way to some sort of pretend interchange. And then this is like the Whacky World parking lot and what do I want to call it? Not parking lot and parking garage is what I'm looking for. So I guess like we could have like a VIP helicopter pad or something. That would be interesting. Hello, Alex Van Ansem. Yeah, there's no cars, Reshab. It's just kind of like I built this kind of like episode 90-ish, and it's going to become a parking garage at some point, and then I will kind of fill this in more with parking spots and lanes and stuff. The really nice thing, where are they here? Where are they? I guess car. Takes so long for these menus and things to load up now. Where are like all the movie pack? Oh my goodness, this is incredibly slow. Come on, where's all my scenery? Show me what they are. Yeah, so there's like all these different cars and things that were added as part of the studio pack. So when I do, I hate that. When I do get around to building the parking lot, I will put some of these cars and stuff in there. When I started this silly stuff, the studio pack hadn't come out yet. Yes, I will probably live stream Ark again sometime in the future. Let's go ahead and just start putting down some rocks right here so you guys can actually see something happen in the park and not just me babbling the whole time. One of the issues that I've kind of been struggling with the past few months is these very random computer crashes. I've mentioned it in a few videos here and there, but I don't know what the deal was. There was something in my computer that was not quite stable. And so it didn't matter what game I was playing. I had to be playing a game. It never crashed when I was just like browsing the web or using Windows regularly. But periodically while playing games, it would lock up and just power off. And so the whole computer would go down as if it lost power. However, there would still be LEDs and things lit up on the motherboard, which after doing some research means that it's still getting the 5-volt power from the power supply. But then when it got into that state, the computer itself would no longer turn on, which means that there was like an issue with the 12 volt rail. And so anyways, long story short, I didn't really want to start any live streams or anything too crazy like that. Well, I don't know that it would be heat though, because it shuts off the whole computer, and my CPU never got above 60 degrees Celsius, which is well below the heat limit of the CPU. And so like heat was something that I thought, could be causing it. And but when I would run temperature monitors and stuff like that, nothing in the computer would get any hotter than, say, 60 degrees Celsius, except the video card would get up to like 70, which again is well within the range of the video card. And then what's also odd, are there weather patterns in this game? No, there are not, Rishad. There's no weather in Planet Coaster, which I guess is maybe a good thing. I don't know how this game would do if they like threw weather on top of everything else that it simulates. But so anyway, so I would, when it would crash, I would wait a little while and try to reboot it. And sometimes it would come up like right away, and sometimes it would take hours, literally hours to come back on. And what is odd? Yeah, hello, Masked Melon. You're right, the game would most likely lag like crazy if we had weather. What's really odd, the way I managed to fix the crashing computer problem is I swapped power supplies with a different computer, with my kindergartner's computer. It has a very nice EVGA power supply in it. Yes, Gremlins. Yes, obviously the Gremlins. But I swapped power supplies. Well, what I did is I waited for it to crash, and let me see. How should I phrase this? My wife has the same exact motherboard as I do. So for a little while, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the motherboard, and maybe there's just something weird with my motherboard. So what I did is my wife's computer has the same motherboard. So I pulled everything out of both computers, and I swapped motherboards with my wife's computer. And then it ran fine for about a week, and then bam, it crashed again. And so obviously it wasn't the motherboard, some other like hardware configuration in my computer. Definitely a hardware issue because, it was like when the computer would go down, it wouldn't power back on. So it's obviously something wrong with the hardware if the power button's not working. It's not a software issue at that point, although it could be a BIOS issue. So after switching motherboards with my wife's computer, it crashed again, and then I brought it downstairs, and I brought my kindergartner's computer downstairs and swapped power supplies. And so my computer wouldn't power on. I swapped power supplies. Instantly, it came right on with the other power supply. So then I swapped power supplies back. Now, when I say swap power supplies, I mean I just swapped the cable connectors with the two PC cases sitting side by side. So I swapped them back, and then lo and behold, my computer wouldn't come back on again. So I swapped them again, like swapped all the cables again, and then it came right back on. So I was like, okay, for whatever reason, I don't know why, the Seasonic power supply that I was using wasn't working. I am building a theme park. It wasn't working. And then so in the end, let your fantasy go wild. Oh, you're answering Reshab. Sorry. Yeah, the goal of this game is to build a theme park. Theme it however you want. You could do like a big Disney-esque park, like I'm doing right here. This is like Disney budget, or you could do little fairgrounds or smaller, more, what would you say, like family-owned or homely parks. So anyways, to get the computer finally working again, I just kept the power supply swapped, and I haven't had any crashes since. And since I'm no longer crashing, I don't feel scared to do a live stream. Because it did crash on me once when I was in the middle of a live stream, and then I had this black video on my YouTube channel for 6 hours that said I was streaming when I wasn't, and so I didn't want to repeat that, of course, because that's how unprofessional, right? To have like a video on your channel saying, "Hey everybody, he's streaming," and then they go in to look at it, and there's nothing there. Why will it not let me select this? There. If you're probably asking Reshab if he knows Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I do know Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but I've never played it. Never played it. This is the only theme park game I've ever played. So I think that looks a little bit better. I'll probably come in and clean that up. Well, I don't like this little bit right here. One thing I really dislike in Planet Coaster is how you can't get the terrain closer to the paths. It's very frustrating. Oh my goodness, YouTube says that everybody just abandoned my stream. Is it because I said I don't know Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? Or is it because I've never played it? Or is it just because I'm not doing anything interesting yet? We will. We'll do something a little bit more interesting. We're going to do some building. I'm going to work on that ugly drawbridge that's over on the other side of the park in a minute. But I kind of want to get this scenery just a little bit more dialed in here and looking neat. Even you played it. Yeah, the only real, like, tycoon sim type games I ever really played growing up would be like SimCity 2000. That one's ancient. But SimCity 2000, and then I never played SimCity 4 or SimCity 3. I know a lot of people liked 4. I did play SimCity 5 or 2013 when they made it like all online and connected, and you know, I remember what a fun experience that was. I didn't have as many problems with that game as the community seemed to have, but boy, that game just did not do well at all. A classic example of like what not to do with your franchise would be SimCity 5 or SimCity 2013. Was not well received. You have tamed a parasaur in Ark. Cool. Ark is a lot of fun. Do enjoy Ark. I have not played my single-player series in quite a while. Let's see here. I think I want to kind of keep the theme of these going around the corner. So let's just let's duplicate and slide this over. Of course, the axis has to be a little bit weird, and they don't like slide over neatly. Damn it, Planet Coaster! Come on. It's such a pain in the butt sometimes to do this kind of stuff. Okay, let's take all of this bit right here and split it from the building, and then we'll jump into this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got too many lights in here. Okay, so I think we can get rid of that one light right there. Yeah, I will be, well, I have been uploading some Ark videos, a few, with a few members of the Planet Coaster community, although, it's kind of come to a premature end. And I still do have my single-player Ark series that I have not uploaded anything for in a while. And I am also still playing Ark, online multiplayer, off and on, with the Lady Signers. So I would expect to see some more Ark coming up eventually on the channel. Let's see, gosh. Oh, how did that happen with the Ark series? Well, everybody has their reasons for doing what they did. But I think ultimately it comes down to getting the Ark videos produced. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to play Ark and make a video out of it. Usually it requires playing for like 2 to 3 hours to do anything interesting at all, you know, like whether you're taming or building. And then you want to record most of what you're doing, and then you have to go through and you have to edit. So, I mean, to put together a reasonably entertaining, like 20 or 30 minute Ark video, and if you want to go for a shorter one at like 10 or 15 minutes or something like that, you got to play quite a bit of the game. And so I think for the amount of time and effort involved for some of the other people that were going to do that project, going to do that collab, it just maybe wasn't paying off enough for the amount of time that it takes. I, on the other hand, I have nothing to lose. And I enjoy playing Ark, so you will see more Ark on the channel. I still have a handful of videos that are going to be coming out with everybody else, although I never got to play with Jonty because he was on his camping trip while the lady and Rudy and I were had the opportunity to play, and then not long after that, Rudy like disappeared for his wedding, which is very reasonable and understanding. And so I will have some more of that stuff coming out in the upcoming days here. Wouldn't hold my breath for anybody else though. Wouldn't hold my breath for anybody else. Let's let's duplicate. Put that right there, and then let's split that off. Hello, Mervius23. You didn't miss much. I kind of put some rocks down over here, and I just kind of ran some more of this rope fencing along the pathway here. And then we talked a little bit about old Roller Coaster Tycoon games, which I never played. And then we talked a little bit about SimCity and a little bit about Ark and how this channel needs more Ark. And anyways, how are all of you doing today? I know that some of you who might be in like the UK or Europe, it's evening for you guys. Did you quit in the park? Of course not. You're still in here somewhere, I bet. Mervius has a staff member named after him. And he loves to know that he is still happily working. I think it's in a gift shop. Although you are part of a work roster, so there's various shops that you could roam around to. Here you are, right here, resting at the staff building. See, you're still there. You are still there. Mervius hasn't quit yet. Yes, there you go. Kind of amazing, right? Kind of amazing. I go on Reddit quite often. I usually check various subreddits like once or twice a day for anything interesting related to Planet Coaster and Total War. Sometimes Ark, but not as much. And there always seems to be somebody asking for help with their staff in their park, like quitting all the time. And it makes me wonder what they're doing, because my staff very rarely quit. All you got to do is pay them enough money. Hello, Kellen. How you doing today? Thanks for stopping by. You're on episode 130 or 107 or 108. Take your time, man. You don't have to watch it all at once. Yes, you finally caught a stream. I have not been streaming in a long time. We talked about that a little bit, how I was having computer issues, and the computer issues make it kind of hard to stream, because if my computer crashes in the middle of a stream, it leaves the channel looking crappy. Hello, Matt Humphreys. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I really hate when I can't get in here and select a scenery piece. I just want to click on the big post that's like way in here. Can I click it, please? It's not going to let me. All right, you know what? To hell with it. Oh, but God, it's just, now it looks like crap. Okay, so here's what we do. We lift it up. Okay, we lift it up. We go into the edit mode. Now I can select it. I'm going to lift it way up. We exit. We lower the whole building. Okay, see, this is how we get around these annoying little habits that Planet Coaster has embedded in it everywhere. Now we can click on the post and edit. So now we can put this in a better position so it doesn't look so stupid, because it did look kind of stupid a minute ago. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it like right here, and then drop it down. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to move it over here. We're going to rotate it like slightly. And we're going to go like this way. Bring it out just a little bit. And then we're going to bring them way over here, because now we need some over here. And slide it back in. I can see chat is scrolling by out of the corner of my eye. I'll catch up with it in just a second. But let's just get like some scenery placed. And let's see. Come on, you. Like, I just want. Yes, perfect, right there. I can still see the curb, but then we have the post. Okay, so what are people saying? Delete the piece blocking it, and then Control Z. That might have worked too. I feel like there are a lot more Ark things in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Did they do an update or something? Honestly, I don't know. I don't keep track with like what the Ark people are doing, and I can't even remember the name of the development studio. It's like something. It's with a C, whatever it is. Most people just delete the blocking piece, select the piece you want, then Control Z. Yeah. Kellen's saying, hello, wow, almost 800 subs. When I started watching, I still had like 315. Yeah, that's right, man. Sometime around February, March, the channel had like 400-ish subs. And it took like 6 months to get there, and so 6 months later, we've just about doubled in size. And Mervius is asking if I can please play Parkitect. I could look into it. Honestly, I don't know if it's one that really excites me. I'm not maybe really that excited about the isometric view in that game. And you know, when it comes to building theme parks, I really, you know, working on this theme park takes a lot of my time, and I really don't get as much done in it as I would like. So I would be wary of starting another theme park game out of the concern that it would, you know, slow me down too much in Planet Coaster Whacky World. But you never know. I'm not going to, you know, say that I won't play it. And those of you that have been on the channel for any amount of time know that I am not one to randomly hop from like game to game. I'm pretty picky about my game choices, and then once I find something that I'm going to work on, I try to stick it through and play it and just keep my content limited to that. I don't want to spread myself too thin. And what I really don't want on my channel is a bunch of abandoned stuff. I don't like it when I go to a channel, someone else's YouTube channel, and I start watching something and I really enjoy it, and then I get a little bit in and I find out that they've like abandoned it, and it's like, well, crap, why did I spend all that time watching your stuff if you just abandoned it? And, you know, I don't like that. So I try not to do that here. That said, you know, I understand why people maybe abandon a series or something that they're working on. Okay, so everybody, ooh, this rock is poking through. We don't like this. There was a longer comment in there from Mr. Humphreys, I believe, about how they found the channel. I do want to read it. I just went through the shorter ones first. Don't want you to think I didn't read your comment. Matt Humphreys says he found my channel 2 weeks ago, and he's on episode 62, where I have just started building the Squid Coaster. Where are you at now? Where am I at now? I'm on episode 139 or 140. And the Squid Coaster is Kraken Voyage. Mass Melon's got to go. He's got school in the morning. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Or if you happen to be a not a man, something other than a man, you know, thanks for stopping by. Anyways, so you guys get the idea for what I'm trying to do over here with this, and we can just kind of pretend that I finished this for right now. I'll go back in, clean that up a little bit on my own time. I do like the way it's looking. Although, you know what? We got to do a little bit more terrain painting in here. You are a man. Okay, so I wasn't sure. You know, the masked melon is pretty. What's the term? Androgynous. It's an androgynous term. I don't know. It doesn't give you any indication. So, anyways, whatever. Let's go to terrain. Let's go to the terrain painter. You got to be careful talking about that stuff online. People are quick to get out their pitchforks. I don't want any pitchforks around here, okay? We're only here to have a good time. That's it. Nothing else. Let's go ahead and paint in some more of this like cool little sand texture. Matt Humphreys also has to leave. It's a little bit late across the pond, as they sometimes say. Over. Hold on now. Okay, it seems to be recovering. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. It's something weird with the internet. There's Is it a rip? Alex Van Ansem is asking, is it a rip? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. If you could clarify, then I will be more than happy to answer your question. Oh, you probably meant, is it a wrap? No, it's not a wrap. We're going to go longer. We're going to go longer. There was a like a little hiccup in my bandwidth or something. Who knows? My kids are probably downloading something on their computers on accident. If it's any consolation to you younger people that are in school and you're not very happy about school and you feel like you hate school, I hated school as well. I didn't really enjoy going to school. It was never something I was fond of. And you just got to get through it. Just got to get through it. That's all I could say. Get through it. Keep your head up. School is boring as fish. Yes, it is as boring as fish. Fish are not that exciting in the first place. Okay, let's turn our attention over here to this really hideous structure that I built like way back. A buffering sign my internet. Why you do this to me? And I hate school. I built this way back like episode 20-ish or something, and it's just terrible. It's so ugly. Awesome Possum is a sophomore. Finally, this year, not failing classes was a long 5 years of hell. Oh, you're sophomore. You're sophomore. Okay, so you're child then. Can I show you the stingray? Well, I guess now's a good time because a few extra people seem to have hopped in, so it's always good to show them something impressive, right? Reshab is almost 10. Enjoy life while you're young, man. It's not always as easy as it is when you're that young. Okay, so here's our wonderful Stingray coaster, Kraken Voyage. It's quite a bit of a monstrosity. And here's the chain lift. The chain lift is broken into 2 parts, and each part of the chain lift runs at different speeds. Yes, we will ride Kraken Voyage, but let's talk about how the ride is designed briefly first. So the reason it is the separate chain lifts are 2 speeds is that was the only way I could fit 3 coaster trains or coaster tracks. Yeah, 3 coaster trains is probably the better way. On the track to get the throughput that I wanted. The colors are on point. Oddly enough, the colors are the standard default colors. I have not changed any of the colors on any of my tracks for my roller coasters. Now, of course, I've changed colors on most of the stuff in the park. Now, the cool thing about Kraken Voyage, it's got a really nice big queue building. It looks like it just reopened or something. It probably needed to be repaired. It's got a really large queue, okay? And we'll look at that in just a second. And then over here, what I really like about this ride is it's like you get little glimpses of it, but you can never really see the whole thing, right? And that kind of adds to the mystique. So you can see it goes up, and then like it's going through here, and like you could kind of guess that this is all one piece of track, but you really don't know for certain. And then you've got this bit at the end here where it comes in, and I love how it goes down under here and then comes up. It makes a splash over there, but then it comes up, and they do like a little barrel roll before disappearing over here. And you want to see the hidden temple too if you can. Yes, of course. We'll look at them. I love over here again. Like if this were a real park and you were walking through here, you know, you just get these like these little glimpses. And this thing looks like a giant twisted knot, and I really like that. And you can see them there. They go over there, and then we'll even be able to see them come through. And here, there's the big tentacle. Woo! The underground's not quite as interesting. We'll go look at that right now. I really didn't do much in here. It's just filled with water. Once upon a time, I was thinking I might fill it with some of the roots and things, like they're growing down through the ground, but I've just never done that. And I don't know if I'm honestly going to ever go back and do that. Hey, we got floating rocks up there. And then, so now let's go look at the queue building real quick. Got this really big, magnificent queue. It's kind of like the centerpiece over here. We got our lockers and all this stuff. And we come in here through this very big building. Spent like 3 episodes building this, and you got this cool little hint at something more, although there's really nothing back here. And come up this way, and it's kind of like this pirate ship thing. I'm going to pause the game while I'm talking. And it's kind of like this, I don't know, kind of like a study, you know, where pirates or something would sit around and study their treasure maps or whatever, and the little bits of literature that they've maybe gathered and stolen. But so anyway, so you got this in here, and we come around this way, and from right here, you got this pretty cool view of, you know, like the end of the park, and I really love it when you can see Awesome Possums on episode 6. So much to watch. Yeah, it took a long time to build this park, and I don't really feel... I never like it when I do time lapses, although some people say I do okay with them, but my time lapses always feel a little bit off to me, so I just like to build in real time and just show people what I'm making as I make it. So, but I really love from the queue building here that you can look out at just like this huge expanse that is Whacky World, even if not everything immediately in front is completely decorated. But it's just enormous. And then so we pop in over here, and you can kind of see the monorail exit path that comes down this way. This is where people get off, and then they would walk down over here, and it takes them right to the entrance of the queue and the lockers, and there's like food court stuff over there and whatnot. And then we come in here, and we come in, yes, yes, yes. I'm honestly amazed at how many people comment and say, whether it's like a message on Reddit or in Discord now that I'm hanging out in people's Discords, or even in my live streams where all of you tell me like you're at episode 30 or episode 60 and you can't. I'm so amazed that none of you like jump ahead and just go look at what it's at right now. I can't believe that people are patient enough to just watch it as it unfolds. And I love that. So anyways, we come in here and we've got this nice twisted track and all this stuff, and you got the little pirate band playing over here, and then you come this way, and it's just, there's track everywhere, all over the place, giant twisted knot this thing is. And then we get to the ride. So let's, here they go, they're just getting in now. And before they take off, we got these two little shacks and stuff over here. I've seen, Mervius, that you have a playlist of this park. You know that you don't actually need to, right? Like, I have a Whacky World playlist, right? You know that? Okay, so here we are, the right... Whoa, no! We've skipped ahead. We must go back. This one. This is the one we want. Yes, okay, we're writing it now. And Awesome Possum says, honestly, the way I do the stream is perfect. We have tons of choices, and when I have time, I choose to watch your stuff, so I guess you did something right. Yes! As they say, in regards to doing something right, even a blind squirrel can find a nut every now and then. So, I really like that this is, like, slow and suspenseful. I wish there was a way to turn off the stairs and the metal underneath it, because the one at Six Flags Magic Mountain, that's a suspended coaster like this, they don't have any of that, and it just scares the crap out of me. So I wish I could turn it off on this park, or on this ride. I don't like looking out at that big bear park over there. I much prefer to look over at all this stuff. Let's pause it real quick. Look at the wonderful view. Ooh, there's just so much. And so much ugly stuff, like out past the decorated stuff. Anyways. I think it took me like 10 episodes at least to get this ride mostly built. And then even then it wasn't done. I was still coming back in and playing with the cave and the lighting and the track layout and all sorts of stuff. But so anyways, for the inversions, it really has a lot of barrel rolls, not really many loops. And ta-da! Probably the best coaster I've ever built in this game. So now let's go over. Somebody wanted to see the Hidden Temple, and so here it is. Big twisted knot. We'll go through this one much quicker so we can get back to building. But it's a big twisted knot over here, and we got like a temple courtyard and plaza outside, and then down over in here. We've got like a bunch of twistedness inside. Now this is the hidden part of Hidden Temple. And what I like about this is like the ride is called Hidden Temple, and then the ride comes through this temple 3 separate times. Like once in the beginning, once in sort of like towards the end, and then once again at the very end right before it ends. And so I like that it like, shoots in and out of there three separate times. This is all the queue stuff and everything that like leads over here, and this is kind of like the theme for this area was it's like an ancient civilization, and then the pirates came in and built their town on top of what was left of the ancient civilization. And we got this neat little queue here with the coaster station is above. It's not like very heavily decorated inside there. Honestly, it's about as much as I would expect from maybe a real park. Ooh. had a little hitch there. I thought the game was going to crash. And so we'll pop in here. We'll pause it real fast. We'll pop in. We'll go ahead. We'll ride this one. Why don't I let the day-night cycle go when I'm not building? I don't know. It's kind of just disruptive for me. I could let it go. We could ride this one at night. Let's do that. Let's ride this one at night because I think the skulls at the top of the mountain look really cool when it is nighttime. Here we are. This is right at the beginning of the ride, so perfect timing. We'll just watch it from here. Now, in the past, people have commented and told me that this ride would kill you if it were real, and maybe it would. I should probably add a little bit more lighting, like right at the end there, when they make the return to the coaster station. This little stretch right here is awfully dark, And I don't know if it's easy to tell from the ride point of view that we just rode, but if you've never seen this in action before, when they come in through here, this is a loop. So they come in and then they come out upside down. It's kind of hard to tell from the point of view. And then it flips them again. And so this ride, the reason people say this ride would kill you is because right here, it does get awfully close to the track there. And let's see. I guess if you were like a 7-footer, you could put your arm up and probably lose an arm. And I tried to get it further away, but honestly, it just makes the nausea and the G-forces just too intense coming around this curve right here. But what I really like about this too is like it's just this twisted knot of a mess. So like if you were to ride this ride, you know, and granted it had all the proper clearances, even if it had the proper clearances, when you're flying around in here like crazy, like if we watch them right now, pretty much at every instant you would feel like you were gonna hit something. And so I really like that about this ride. And then it's a little tight too, squeezing in through this little hole over here. And then, believe it or not, one of my favorite rides is just this little guy over here, this little dragon coaster that goes through the little temple garden thingy. I call this one the Lost Gardens. And it's got this real simple bit of scenery in here as they go through here. And, you know, they make 2 passes through here. And it's really just a lift hill and then a double down drop and then a helix in the garden area. And then it just goes and returns back to the station. Apparently, I can't fly through the terrain. Only thing I don't like about it is it does kind of leave the station pretty fast. And of course, I could tweak that. I haven't gone in and really tweaked the settings on this ride since I built it. But let's go ahead and watch this one in action, and you'll see that when they leave the station, it does go pretty fast. What inspired me to do YouTube? Well, I got to be careful how I answer this because my wife said she was going to play my stream downstairs. But it's a good excuse to play video games with support from your family. See, like if I tell them I'm doing YouTube, they'll be like, oh, okay, go have fun. Go have fun doing your YouTube stuff. But if I just sit up here and play video games for 5 hours, I might get yelled at. So, but no, in all seriousness, I like games. I've been playing games since about the time I could walk, and for a long time. Well, I don't know. I'll wait till we're out of the ride before I finish answering the question. I don't want to compete with the ride sound effects. Okay. And so what I really like about that ride is because I have small kids, that's the kind of ride I could ride with my own children. And I do love taking them on roller coasters at Legoland and Disneyland and all that kind of stuff. So what inspired me to do YouTube? As I said, it's a great way to have sanctioned video game time by the family. If I tell them I'm going to go record videos or do a live stream, they're like, yay, have fun. But if I play video games all day, then they're not quite as happy with me. And then the other thing is like I've been playing games forever. I love playing video games. People my whole life have been telling me that I'm wasting my time playing video games. And honestly, they've all been wrong. So, this is just kind of like a natural evolution of what I should be doing with my time as a longtime gamer. Playing video games is what got me, I'm trying to edit this building. Playing video games is what got me interested in computer programming, and being interested in computer programming is what made me become a computer programmer. So it basically led to my career path, which also inspired me to go to college because the landscape of video game development and all that kind of stuff was changing to be more professional. Like you had to have a degree and stuff. No more garage programmers, so to speak. I'm going to rebuild the base of these. And I really want to use stone. And so this is like a great stone piece right here. So I'm just going to start putting some of these down to see how this looks. And we'll go in and replace them in a few minutes. So anyways, the landscape of like developing video games, like if you wanted to work in the industry as a programmer, was changing more towards, college education required, years of experience, all this kind of stuff. And that's what I wanted to do. That's the reason I got into programming, is I wanted to write and program video games. So that inspired me to, do better in high school, go to college. And then as I was finishing my college education, I sent out resumes and stuff to all sorts of video game companies here in Southern California. I can't remember all of them. I can't even remember all the games that some of them made. I know that Blizzard for sure was one, because they're in Irvine, and that's like 20 or 30 minutes from my house. But I tried to apply to a whole bunch of video game companies, and they all sent me these cute little postcards that said thank you, but no thanks. And so I never did work in video games. And at this point in my life, I wouldn't want to, even if they asked me. I work in business, just a regular old business programmer, making data reports and data imports and exports, that generic kind of stuff. Reports on the web so that people can, log in and look at how much volume they did over the weekend or, whatever. And it's not as glamorous or as exciting, maybe, but guess what? I get lots of time off. I have lots of flexibility. There's no such thing as crunch time where I work. I mean, hell, if I wanted to, I could tell my boss, I could be like, I'm not coming in today. I'll come in on Saturday instead. And as long as there's no like critical things that people are waiting for, which there almost never is, he'll just say, okay, have a good day. And that doesn't exist as much in the industry of game programming. Especially when the project deadline is approaching. Gets to be a lot more hectic and crazy. See, already this is looking better to me. I like this more. Let's see. Yeah, see, there you go. Okay, so I missed some stuff here. Awesome Possum says that he or she, I'm assuming she because it says Terra in square brackets, but I'm a back-end developer, shopping carts, back-end crap. I love it. Yeah, more on that in a minute. And then Mervius says that he's a great singer and dancer, and his family is like, stop wasting your time. And I'm like, one day this is going to pay off. And Awesome Possum says, yes, my assumption is correct. My educated guess is correct. Well, Mervius, like all things in life, it never hurts to have a backup plan. Okay? Have a dream, have a goal, pursue it. But always have a backup plan. What are you going to do if that doesn't pan out for you? Because honestly, a lot of us have hopes and dreams and goals. And for many of us in life, it doesn't really pan out. And so, you got to think about what you can do. And I hate to say it, but like going to college, like just the act of going to college is not enough to guarantee you success in life. There's a lot of people I know that went to college and got degrees, and then still struggle to find anything that they could apply them towards. So it's not enough to just go to college. You have to go to college with, a goal in mind. And so Mervius says their backup plan is to be an engineer or something like that. And, that's a good field. There's always, people looking for that kind of stuff. But you really want to pick something, that you have a better shot of it panning out when your hopes and dreams don't pan out. And another way of looking at it, too, is like, honestly speaking, if I'm being completely honest and candid with everybody, I would love it if I had a bazillion, gajillion subscribers and just made a whole bunch of money off ad revenue and never had to show up to program another thing in my life. I would love it. The reality is probably not going to happen. So, YouTube is a fun gig, and I'll do it for as long as I enjoy it. I hope one day I can bolster our monthly income from the videos and things that I make. That would be nice to have some extra spending cash, and doing it playing video games would be great. But it would be naive to start your adult life off with the goal of making it big, doing YouTube or something like that. Because realistically, it's like trying to be a professional athlete. The chances of you succeeding are very slim. And, I think the way I and a lot of other people works out better with a lot less stress, where you can establish yourself professionally and have a reliable source of income, and then you can fall back on pursuing these wild dreams and passions and stuff that you have. That is a little bit safer, in the long run. You got a better chance of not burying yourself in crushed hopes and dreams if you do it that way. And of course, it's going to take you longer to get there too, though, because you put off doing it for longer. And then, as all things in life, you can't control the pace of what life throws at you. No matter what you're trying to do, life has a way of intervening, giving you little speed bumps and things that will slow you down and whatnot. Speaking from personal experience, I went to school, University of California, up in Northern California, and after being a student for 3 years, I dropped out. And the reason I dropped out is because I didn't like the area. Now, I knew well before 3 years that I didn't like the area, but it took an extra year and a half maybe to finally say, you know what? I'm just not doing that great up here in this area. I don't like it as much as where I grew up, and so it's time to leave and do something else. And so that was a big speed bump, and it was a speed bump that I inflicted on myself by, waiting as long as I did to decide that was the right decision. And it slowed down my finishing school by an extra 3 years. So it took a lot longer to get my degree than it should have. I spent 7 years getting a 4-year degree. I wouldn't change any of it because I'm totally content and happy with where I am right now in life. And, if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have met the woman that I married. And as far as I'm concerned, she's the perfect woman for me, and we just work great together. And, so I wouldn't change it. At the time when I was going through it, it sucked like hell to spend an extra 3 years, an extra several $1,000s of money that I was working, because I paid my own way through school for the most part. It sucked like hell spending that time and money. But in the end, the result was worth it for me. So, just don't get discouraged. Hang in there. And life can be going swimmingly one moment and completely crap on you the next. And you just have to get up and keep going, because that's all you can do. So there you go. Life lessons from Superfiend. And a lighthearted change of topic from Mervius. When is the next ARC episode coming out? Well, I have 2 episodes that are all set up in my renderer, ready to be rendered and uploaded. I'm probably going to release 2 episodes of Total War tomorrow. They're rather long, but I want to get them out the door. And so look for ARC possibly on Tuesday. Tuesday sounds good. What is today? Tomorrow's Tuesday. Today, I thought today was Sunday. Look for ARC again, probably on Wednesday. I would say is most likely. And I'll probably be a little bit later in the week, or possibly not at all, with a Whacky World episode, simply because I'm doing the stream today. So That does kind of change things slightly for my Whacky World schedule. I don't know how many people that are in here that care about it. I did start a long time ago a Planet Coaster series. What's missing in Planet Coaster, to talk about like guest interaction and what I think Frontier could add to the game to give us better guest interaction. And it's taken forever, but I finally recorded the commentary for the second episode, and I just need to edit it and get that out. So if I do release another Planet Coaster related video this week, it'll probably be that one. And then I'll follow up with more Whacky World maybe on the weekend or next week, depending. I'm not quite certain. And then let's see. I wanted to go back and touch on what Tara said earlier about being a back-end developer, shopping carts, back-end crap. Do you do any user interface work, or is it mostly like the service-oriented, like API stuff, that fulfills the requests? Yeah, see that? Yeah, that series was one episode so far. It's not a very good series, but I do plan on finishing it. I haven't forgotten about it. I just got really busy. Let's see. I can't even remember which way I rotated the last set of these. But I want to get like a nice stone base on these, and I like the look and feel of this stone a lot more than what I've already done. And so this is going to be a lot better. And then I've never really been a fan of these concrete or stone columns, whatever the heck they are. I think I want to replace them with wood. And I'm also leaning heavily towards building my own drawbridges, custom drawbridges. I don't really like the ones that are part of the in-game scenery. So that's probably where we're going to like try to get in this stream, is to get some of that stuff done. And then I don't know how long I'm going to go for, but I would like to get a good chunk of this thing like redesigned. Because I've never liked the way this bit of scenery looks in this park, and I've been staring at it now for like 100 episodes. And I absolutely just hate it and hate it and hate it. And I thought today, since my computer is no longer crashing, and I got the day off from work, it would be the perfect time to hop in and work on this and just chit-chat with the people that happen to watch my stuff. I guess Tara had to pop in and out. Because there's no response to my question about the back-end developer work. The reason I was asking is because on my own preference is I wish I never had to write another user interface for as long as I lived. I have written so many user interfaces so many different times, and honestly, it feels like you're just writing the same application over and over and over and over again. It's like, you're adding a checkbox for this to turn that on and off. It's a text field over here. Oh yeah, interfaces, capital nope. Oh god, you're so lucky. Where I work, it's a real small shop. So you do all back end now. Just how it works, I have people do the front end. Where I work, it's a small company, so there's really only 2 developers. And usually we don't work together on projects, although we do consult with each other on like how to solve certain issues and whatnot, or like new things that we're exploring and stuff like that. But usually when I work on a project or he works on a project, we don't really overlap. So it's like we are the end-all, be-all for our project. So we got to write like all the APIs for it, all the database infrastructure for it, any service stuff, and then user interface code. And since it's all web stuff, it's like constantly dealing with these web technologies that are changing left and right. At the end of the day, the world is still coming to grips with the fact that JavaScript sucks and HTML and CSS both suck as well, but nobody wants to like replace them with anything better. So I was just wondering if Tara had to suffer through that same fate. And seemingly, she does not. All back-end work. It's like I would love it at this point in my career if I never had to write another user interface for as long as I lived. I'd be so happy. I would be so happy. But we can't always get what we want. And I do heavily and greatly enjoy the flexibility of where I do work because, you know, being the one and only guy that gets to build something, I don't have to deal with people coming in and telling me I'm doing it wrong because nobody else gets to decide, see? Which is also, oh, and it has to be pretty, yes. Tara says it has to be pretty, that's right. And then also because it's web related, you know, it's got to work in all the different browsers and whatnot out there. So you always get these like really obscure bugs, you know, it's not working in this browser. And you're like, well, you know, I can't reproduce it. And I'm using the same browser and the same stuff. So figure out which plugin they installed that's breaking their browser, you know. Have them launch the browser with no plugins and extensions and see if it works. And then, oh, it works now. Well, good. Now figure out what you need to uninstall to make it quit crashing my application. Yeah, on my 10-year-old phone, it's wrong. Yeah. Thankfully, we don't worry too much about mobile. We're more business oriented, so sometimes we can just kind of dictate to people. No, it needs to work in Chrome. No, it doesn't work in IE. Sorry that you're an IE shop. You're just gonna have to install Chrome. Sometimes we can get away with that, not always. It's nice when you can. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's select all of these because we need to duplicate them and bring them down. Why is it? Oh, I need to get rid of those walls still. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Don't worry. We'll get it taken care of. But first we need to select all this junk. And what we're going to do is we're just going to move it all up. I'm really curious. What all is in this building now? Is it just this stuff? Yeah, it really seems to just be that stuff, huh? Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, and then it's like this wall too. I think I'm gonna replace that wall with wood. Okay, well we still have grid pieces. The reason I'm asking, the reason I'm concerned about it, is because I do like all of my scenery to remain as buildings. I know now that you can group scenery pieces together, but I'm like a old habits die hard, as they say. And I still prefer to keep all of my free-floating scenery as part of a building by keeping at least one grid piece inside of it. I don't know why, I just feel happier about doing that. And, oh, somehow I missed one. Hello, friend. Let's get rid of you. Come on, get rid of you. There we go. And then, so now we can take these pieces up top, and we can drop them down. Advanced move is not working, which means somehow I've got a grid piece. No? Oh, come on now. Well, all this stuff is gonna disappear, right? So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. We'll get rid of that and that. And then that one too. Okay, let's see now. Does this work better? Is it still part of a building? It must be because of the blue grid that's still showing up there. So good. Haven't broken it entirely. And how long have we been going? We're hitting the hour mark right now. Oh no. We've already hit an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. Well, I really don't want to see this like little bump on the path here. And unfortunately, when you use floating paths, even though you have the curb turned off, you still get this like little ridge. And so the choice is to lift this up extra high, but then it creates like a bump. It's like a big tripping hazard. That's stupid. So then to fix that, I'd have to put a bunch of scenery over here and like slant the scenery down, kind of like I did. Where is it? Right in here. Kind of like this. But because people, welcome back, Mervius, but because people are constantly walking over it, if I do that, their ankles are going to be sinking through all of it. So I think what we'll do, oh, and then, Oh, well, there's no bump in here because it joins up with the incline. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave this little ridge just barely visible, even though it, like, really irritates me. It irritates me so much that you can't get rid of this edge up here on the floating path. Ooh. Okay. And then we'll come around this side here. And we'll bring this one in a little bit closer. It doesn't need to be out further than the path, right? So we can slide it in this way, and it'll look okay about like that. We can always make adjustments later. This now all looks like garbage. We'll clean that up in a sec. I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do it. Like, would it work? No, come on. Would it work to tilt this like this? It feels like it's not flat, but I guess it is. What does it look like? And are these flat or do these go up? Oh, they go up. Ooh. Why did they go up? What the hell was I doing when I built this? I don't think I like the fact that they go up. Why did they go up? Superfiend, what were you doing, man? Why'd you make them go up like that? I think we're gonna have to undo that. I don't like the fact that they go up. So anyways, will it look okay if we make it just like do this? So that they have like a little stone floor right here that they walk over. Is that going to look all right? I don't know. We're going to just let that piece kind of float out there for now. And now that I've noticed that the path is arced up like that, I don't like it. So we're going to save it, and then we're going to start playing with those paths and see if we can make them slightly better. Yeah. And the reason we're going to save it is because if I completely screw it up, I want to be able to reload the save and just come back to this point. I don't anticipate that we'll be doing that, but, well, you never know. You never know. You know, it's probably easier to just use I. And lift all that up. You know, I really wanted to use these, but I don't like them. I really don't. And let me see if it still does what I remember that it used to do. It's called the drawbridge. Okay, so like over here we have a mostly flat path. I believe it's mostly flat. Let's add a little building here and see if they still behave the way I remember them behaving like sometime last year. Oh my god, it was so long ago. We need a 4M wall, and we'll just like, yeah, that's good enough. And then I believe they're in the scenery. Really? Maybe they're in the building then? Are they a building decoration? They are a building decoration. Okay, so... Okay, so the wall is like flush and perpendicular with the ground, right? And if I remember correctly, like these things have like this very slight lean in the boards, which makes them a little funky on the path. So, like, am I remembering correct? Because I think they disappear like slightly differently. Let me see, because if I'm remembering wrong, yeah, see, they don't all disappear smoothly. Even though the path is flat, like the boards, they've all got these little leans in them. And so I'm wondering if I should just use the chains and the chain attachment point and make my own drawbridge. And then if I do that, I could also make it a little bit more narrow, which might work better for the stuff over there. Because one of the things that I had trouble with is these anchor points up top. I was never really satisfied with the way they kind of like fit in with these tall pillars that I had to build to compensate for those. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just get rid of... Okay, Mervius, thanks for stopping by, man. Happy you could say hello. So I'm thinking we're going to get rid of the drawbridges, and we're going to build our own. Because like so many things in this game, Frontier, you know, they just can't get it perfect for everybody, right? It's an impossible task. So I think we're going to get rid of these. And then, what the hey was I doing by making this go up like that? I think it should just go flat across, right? Probably better. I think flat is going to be better. So let's go ahead and just delete this path, I guess. There we go. Now, how wide is this? Is this 4M? Does appear to be 4M. Let's go ahead and turn off the railing. Okay, we've already got that. And we'll just go straight across. Come on now, do it. What is it doing over here to this thing? Like, no. Why is it curved all of a sudden? Okay, oh, good grief. Good grief. Select grid. Select grid. Planet coaster. Select grid. Oh, I hate this. Come on. Let me... Come on, you knucklehead. What is it doing? Why is it, like, making a gap right here now? Oh, my gosh. It's already better. Yeah, see, I agree. It's already better. Except for this. What is it doing? I hate this game when it does this crap. No. No, I had select grid turned on. Did it put the path, like, down here on the floor? What has it done? Okay, planet coaster. Calm yourself. Paths. Select grid. Okay, I want to make... What is the deal here? Like... Why is it doing this? Connect up, you maniac. Oh my gosh. Okay, there. See, now it's working. Now it's all busted over here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to make this stupid floating curve poking through my floor. Oh, then yeah, it's obstructed over there. Let's get rid of that. Really? How do you end up with this? Oh, man. I feel like a teenage girl. I don't even. Okay, well, I'm not a a proper planet coaster scientist, so I don't know why that worked. But I guess we got there in the end. Okay, very good. Very good. So let's deselect the grid and just... let's make it not quite as wide. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, make it crooked right at the end, please. That's just what I want you to do, game. It seems like it's crooked. Like, it is. It's just got like this hint of crookedness. Ugh. Alright, well, whatever. And it's probably also... it's still got a slope. Is it because the other side is too tall? They must just not be the same height on each side. Okay. Okay, I see what we have to do now. No, not terrain, paths. Alright, that's it. Get rid of all this. Floating trash cans. Sometimes you just got to go back to the drawing board. You know, you realize, okay, this current approach is not working. This is madness. I wish I could say this is my favorite part about the game, but it's very clearly not. Okay, here's a good roof piece. Okay, so this is like a very clean. This set of concrete or brick walls, stone walls, they line up very cleanly with this line right here. So I think we want to do the same thing with these ones over here. Yes. So we'll get them like right in there like that. In fact, now let's just totally make our lives easier, and we'll just delete the whole damn thing. Oh, darn it. No, select multiple pieces, please. Put that over there. All this junk up top. Okay, you know what? Get rid of that. Hey, okay. There we go. Yeah, let's use our little duplicate trick to get it like perfect. We select free floating pieces that we want, grid pieces that we don't care quite as much about. And then it should all just, there, now it will be like perfect. So I guess it needs to come out to about here. And then I want this like little river thingy a little bit more centered in here. Yes. Oh, yeah, one of the other things that controlled how far apart they could be was that I used the in-game drawbridge pieces. And so when I use those, you know, they're only so long. So that controlled how far apart they were going to end up being. That's right. That would make sense. It has been so long since I've worked on this scenery. Let's move this one now. Thanks for lifting it up higher. That's, you know, exactly what I wanted. So we could make them even farther apart. Couldn't we? Couldn't we? Yes, we could. And then we could take these ones, make them even further apart. It keeps making it a different height, though. Ooh, so we could do like a massive drawbridge going right across the middle. Drawbridge on each side. I don't know that I can make a drawbridge from scratch and make it look good. But I think we're going to try it. What else do we need to do? We can get rid of these. Okay. Now we need to take this, stack those two on top of each other. We're going to move these two, put them just right in the middle, right there. And then I feel comfortable saying we can get rid of all of these. We're not going to need them. We go back to our path. I want to select the higher piece, yes. And then, let's see. I suppose it doesn't really matter because I'm going to just build over the top of it. Probably with wood. Maybe this would look okay. Maybe. Yeah, you know, they kind of match. What is this? Stone slab? What's the cobblestone look like? You know, I think we're going to do the stone slab here. So we're just going to go... Thanks for not putting a piece right there. We're going to just fill this in. They do seem a little bit big. Maybe we'll be able to put, like, some shops over here or something. Restrooms. I have no idea. All I know is what I had here before was garbage. It was poo-poo. Now, it's also going to be questionable. Are we going to be able to get the nice wide path coming down through here? So we're going to deselect grid. I'm going to go to 10M. And just try to nail this right in the center. I'm eyeballing it. I suppose I don't have to eyeball it, though, do I? What would be good pieces here? Probably adventure pack pieces. Let's see if we can get some measuring sticks to make this a little bit more precise. Like, oh, I can't. I was thinking I could hold F and get it centered on this thing, but that won't work. I'd have to do this and then do this and then do that, and I would have to do that for each of them. Not what I wanted. Let's just see if I can get this like almost perfectly centered, right? We're gonna do that by putting these pieces in here. The game says that these are 1 wide, right? So now, a little bit too high. So we want it to be like down to about there. Right, until it starts to disappear. I know, this is like being overly pedantic, I think. But when all else fails, you can use sometimes the in-game scenery pieces as measuring sticks. So if we slide this over like that, yeah. The middle piece, the one that's in the dead center, we're going to poke out a little bit further. I guess we didn't need to do the ones on the end. So you know what? You and you, you're gone. And there's going to be an even number of these because we want 10. So dead center is probably right here. So that's 2. That makes 5. Oh, we need one more over here. Right? Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we need... Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So the dead center is right here. This is 10 wide. So now when we get our path out and we go to 10 wide, we can see how good of a job did Frontier do when they told us how wide all these things were. So there we go. That's like dead center. It's become stairs instead of a slope, though. I don't like that. I didn't want stairs. I didn't want stairs because I don't want to build any more accessibility ramps. Control doesn't really help. Well, I guess I'll just build another accessibility ramp and that'll be that. So, do any of these look any better than the others? I guess we'll go cobblestone so that the little bit down here on the bottom matches, right? Okay, now, let us reuse the awesome work that we've done here, and we'll slide these ones this way. And we'll take our measuring stick over to the other side. It's like an ugly spaceship. Put it like right there. And now this one is centered. And ooh, boy. Is this mostly flat? Honestly, I can't tell. Well, let's just see what we end up with. Okay, no. What's it doing? Yeah, just like that. That's what I want. What is this crap? Since when does it do that? It's not what I want. And I guess we get stairs on this side too. And I think the accessibility ramp on this side will be a little bit more straightforward because we got some room here. So we'll just go like zoom, just straight down. In fact, let's just build it right now. Let's see if it'll work. Like 4 wide. 4 wide is good. These things tend to be made out of wood. There we go. I don't know much about using these kinds of things. It seems a little steep, does it not? It seems too steep. I think it's too steep. So we'll make one manually. Oops. I'm already liking the aesthetic of this more than what I had before, so let's just go ahead and save it and, to hell with everything else that we had before. Okay, now let's reuse our measuring stick. And let's make a big fat path that goes right across the center of these things. And then that's where our drawbridge is going to be. And the reason everything is so perfectly centered is because this was built by pirates and they used nothing but the finest calibration tools when building their architecture. So let's see, paths. I suppose it doesn't matter because we're going to just build over the top of this with scenery. But let's do this. Look at that, it just wants to shoot straight across. It's gonna be an awfully big drawbridge, isn't it? Let's pop in here now. We also want to see if there's like a center point on this nonsense. I'm going to take these two, I'm going to duplicate them and just move them down here. This is what we use to make our path grids. So I just want to keep a reference to that. And I just happen to have the camera turned this way, so I just want to free these ones up. There we go. So the center of our drawbridge is pretty much like right here. It's right here. So what we need is something tall and skinny, like a sign. Flat sign, skinny sign, rectangle sign. I guess a one of the shapes would do. Something with hard edges. No, something flat. Just like this. Yeah, this is pretty good. So we're going to put that right there. We're going to rotate it. And is that pretty much square in the center? Oh, let's do it this way. Let's hold F. That gets it right in the center. Now that it is perfectly centered, we'll find out that the axis is not in the middle of the plane, but on the back side. So when we rotate it like this, it will be slightly not centered, right? Yeah, see, it's slightly not centered. So then we'll go right there. And I think we'll spin it this way. Here's our next measuring stick right there. We'll just kind of put this up like that. And it's not quite centered in the path. I don't know that I care about that. I'm going to change the color here because it's awfully bright. So there. Okay, so that is where our magnificent drawbridge pieces are going to meet up because the people are going to be walking across here. Let's go ahead and turn the simulation on again real quick, though, so we can watch the people like walk across this. Let's just make sure that they're, you know, having no issues. Yeah, that looks so much better, I think, than the two ugly pieces. And remember, the idea with this is that this was like, you know, some sort of hidden lagoon or whatever. The pirates kind of like built their little port or trading port, whatever, back there. And this is the only way in or out. And so this does have to be a drawbridge. And then there's just kind of like this implied idea that somehow they got that big fat galleon like through here. Somehow they managed to squeeze it through there. I'm not quite sure how. It's you know, it's all for pretend. One thing I could do, ooh, this would be an interesting idea, is put like a bunch of rocks over here, like it was a rock slide, like, and so it, you know, they got to go clear the rocks before they can get their boat out. I don't know. It's probably a lot of extra scenery that I don't need to add. And so now let's see if we can get the drawbridge going here. Let's take all of these. Let's lift them up, and away. Just so that they're still there and we can move them back if we want to, but I don't want them to hamper our ability to put stuff here. Okay, drawbridge. Drawbridge. We need big, heavy beams. Big, heavy beams. We don't have a lot of great choices. Yeah, we really don't have a lot of good choices. I wonder if we could... Ooh. I wonder if we could repurpose a door. Not that one. Oh, definitely not that. Where's this one? What does this look like on the back side? Is it the same on both sides? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's got all that stonework. It's not wide enough. What's this? No. No. I don't think any of the doors are going to be quite big enough. It'd be nice if there was like a nice like grouping of strong beams that we could use. I know the adventure pack stuff. What would that look like? My concern is that it's just not going to look strong enough. these wood platforms that they added. I just don't think they're going to look the part for a drawbridge. Let's see. Yeah, see, there's too many of them. It really would not. It just seems too flimsy. It seems way too flimsy. Now, it's got to be big, heavy beams, right? A big, strong bit of scenery here is what we need. And I don't think anything in here is going to work. Well, this would be weird. Huh. This would be an absolute nightmare to get across. Yes, isn't it? It's a lot better now. It's much less ugly. But the drawbridge still presents a big problem. Man, I wish I could... Whew. Oh, man. Nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. That would just be bad. What's this? A truck canopy? Nope. I don't think we're going to find anything in here that's going to be that helpful. Maybe something spooky. Maybe there's like a grouping of wood things that are... That large table is not nearly large enough. What about... No, not a stone drawbridge. I've never heard of a stone drawbridge. That doesn't even make sense. It would like fall apart when you dropped it. Ooh. Nah, it still is going to end up looking too flimsy. Let's see here. Nah, it's got that trim on it, so that's a no-go. Ooh. Would this work? What does this look like? Oh, yeah. Duh, this is obviously not gonna work because they're gonna be floating down the bottom. No, that's a no-go. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna... well, wait, hold on. Oh, it's a book. I thought it was a table or something. Darn. Okay, we're gonna use the beams. Sorry for wasting everybody's time. I wanted to look. There is also this big sign. Where is it? I know exactly the one I'm looking for. It's not that. It's the big sign, lots of wood. It's a terrible sign. Like, it's so big, you just can't use it for anything. No. Where did it go? It's made out of wood. This one. Yeah, look at this. Oh. What is going on with the back? What is this? Frontier, no. What have you guys done? Shame on you. Shame on all of you for that. You know what? This thing is like almost perfect for this. I think we're going to use this. I don't know how I'm going to dress it up to make it look a little bit better, but it's like it's just the right length. It's just the right length almost. Ooh, this is... Yeah, I think we have to explore doing it with this. And they'll meet together kind of in the middle. Be a little bit ugly. Okay, yeah, this is going to work. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't believe this is going to look the part. Is this going to look the part? I just wish I could change the color or something, though. Oh, well, can't have everything in life that you want. Okay, it's a little bit off-centered, so we just want to, like, scooch it this way, maybe. Yes. And then these two on the end, I could change the text color, but it's not good enough. Not good enough. Okay, so what I don't like, if I lift this up, I don't like how, like, you can see that there's, like, beams going, like, horizontally or perpendicular across it. But I don't like how it's, like, low down here like this. So what I want to do is just, like, turn it like so. Oh, these aren't going to line up for me nicely here, huh? Now they sort of do. What happens if I rotate it now 180? Do I get any better? Let's try that on this side. Let's see how it looks. Oh, I forgot to spin it around this way. Yes. This is so much better. I mean, it's not the world's greatest drawbridge, but overall, the aesthetic of where this is going is so much better than what it used to be, in my opinion. Maybe you don't like it, but I was never a big fan of the other like double drawbridges next to each other. They never looked right. I didn't like the way they attached to the walls and stuff that I had over here. Okay, so let's think about the chain attachment points. I believe that's just in here somewhere. Guess not. I guess it's over here. There it is, the big old chain. Okay, so let's see. I guess it should go like on the outer one, right? And then we'll move it up to about like right in the center. Seems appropriate. And then we'll bring this over here. Put it right about in the center here. We'll go back to this one. Offhand, does anybody know what the angle of a drawbridge chain should be? Like, that doesn't seem right. 45 seems about right. 60 also. You know what? I bet you 60 is more appropriate. Because with 45, it would be pulling equally like on the X and the Y axes. And it just seems like it wouldn't get it done. But like to have a little bit more of a vertical pull, more force applied vertically while pulling it up makes just more sense to me. So let's rotate it past 45. So there's 45, there's 60. Okay, so they should both be the same. We'll select them both. We're going to switch to the world axes so that we can sync them down. And then this is where Planet Coaster decides it's going to piss me off with the stupid axes alignment crap. Okay, come on. And I think we're just going to get them right here on this thing. Yes. Oh, this is so much better. I would also like to check that it pretty much, you know what, an easier way to do this. Now that I think about it, would just be to move this one over there. Right? That was easier. Yeah. And then this is gonna, now this is gonna determine like how tall our thing needs to be. Holy crap. 45 is looking much better. Yep, 45 it is. Okay, undo, 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 undo. It was too tall. So while I like the 60 degrees better, we're gonna go ahead and be a little bit more conservative here. And just go with this. Yeah, see, that's just a little bit more manageable. And I think it's pretty much already there. It's not quite as tall, not quite as bulky and crazy. Oh, yeah, this is looking good. And then let's go ahead and duplicate. Hope for a proper axis. Get this place just right there. Good. And then we need our chain attachment point. And we'll rotate like so. And like so. Get it over this way. It seems a little bit too small for what we've done here, but oh well, what can you do? And we also want that to connect better. I don't like the way they're connecting with each other. So let's go totally bonkers with our attention to detail. Because this at the bottom here needs to be rotated like so. And then this one also needs to be rotated so that this little loop on the end is positioned the right way. And astute viewers will notice that it's a little bit too low. And quite honestly, the chains themselves may not connect together properly. Whoa, that was a huge lag spike. Sorry. Let's just do this. There we go. Now they're attached like just perfect. And then these are attached perfect. Are they attached perfect up here? Not quite. Although there is a problem where, like, as soon as I rotate these, it's going to screw up the axes. If I do like a multi-select and select all of them, it could just get a little funky. But yeah, see, look at that. That's not bad, right? That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. What else do we want to do here with this one? We're not going to be able to finish both sides today, but you know, once we finish one side, we can just pretty much duplicate it and flip it around. So the next question is, what kind of scenery and whatnot do we want, like, on top of this thing? Like, how deep should it be? Usually, I guess with drawbridges, like, there's kind of a thick walking that you walk under, and it kind of makes like a small little tunnel, probably made mostly out of stone, but then we could do wood on top. I think the pirates would have used wood on top in building this. And then also, somewhere in here, there's like a big gate. Isn't there? There's like a metal grating. I don't know which thing it's under because I like never use it. Let's see if we can find it. It's a big metal thing. Like a lattice or a trellis or something. Oh no. I'm going to have to go hunting for it manually. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. So it's a giant metal thing, and I think it would be the perfect... what's it called? It starts with an F. I'm going to go look right now. It's that thing that starts with an F on a drawbridge, not the foundation. Where is it? I have to look online. Of course, I can't find it. No, whatever. Oh, goodness. Okay, I know it's in here somewhere. We'll find it. I hate looking for this stuff like this. I could type F, of course. But then we're hoping that I am correct in what it's called. Which I probably am not. Because I am not a drawbridge expert. It's that big metal thing, like a giant lattice or something. I think it's part of just the basic game scenery. So maybe if I do scenery theme, Planet Coaster. Could be Fairy Tale. Could be Fairy Tale. And it could also be in the other section. I really love that Frontier like split everything in half for no apparent reason. Where is our Fairy Tale? Is it in here? Not this. Although, ooh, how wide is this? Oh my goodness, this is like almost perfect. Say no more, folks. We may have just found our piece. Can I make it open? Please don't tell me this thing is like permanently closed. It's going to be permanently closed, isn't it? It's going to be permanently closed. Oh, it is open. No, it's chomping them. Stop. No. Oh my God. No, the poor people. No. Oh wait. No. No. What it's doing is it's playing because I had it selected. No. Quit chomping them, you dumb scenery piece. Just no. Oh my goodness. Those poor people. Let's activate on trigger. Please tell me it just stays open. Oh, man, are you serious? Are you serious? It doesn't just stay open? Come on. Now, where's the drop down? Okay, when I was placing this, there was a drop down that was like play on loop and all these other options, and then now that I select it, okay, now it's back again. Stationary. Turn it off. Stop chomping my guests. Darn. Well, just for fun. Yeah, play on a loop. Yes. Oh my gosh, these poor people. It's the Whacky World Gauntlet. Our insurance premiums are through the roof. Oh, those poor people. That's terrible. I feel bad. They just came to the park for a good time. It's not what they signed up for. Okay, let's get rid of all this junk. It's enough being stupid. Well, this is not gonna work. Damn it. So let's see. Let's get out of here. But anyways, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the big, like, metal lattice gate thingy that you would put on a drawbridge. It's in here somewhere. Is this it? The portcullis. That's the one I'm looking for. I don't know why I thought it started with an F, but this is the piece. Okay. So this is integral to our drawbridge. We do need this. Apparently our 10 wide path is a little bit too wide, but that's okay. I'm not gonna freak out about it. So we'll put this like right there. And this will go up about that high. I guess we could go like a little bit lower. But then that seems too low. So we'll go a little bit higher. So at the very least, like the top part of this is going to need to be this tall. That is a pretty imposing structure. Let's see what, like, how tall is that? Oh no, it's gonna start to block the view of the ride. Oh, it's gonna totally like slaughter the view over here. Oh, I don't like that. Well, I don't like that it's going to destroy those views, but the other stuff was just ugly. So we're gonna make the sacrifice and just see what we can do. See how it looks in the end. Okay. Okie dokie. So now, looking at this stuff, we need to fill this in. We need some sort of archway. We need an archway in here. Do I want to do it with grid pieces? This is 10 wide. The path is 10 wide. So the arc at best is going to be 8 wide. It's going to be not quite wide enough. And what pieces would we do this out of? I kind of like the aesthetic of the stucco for the pirates. Honestly, we've not used this very much in the park, but I do kind of like it. Let's see. Aha. So is this where this is going to become a separate building? And oh, let's see. What the heck is going on here? That's why it seems so loud, because I have the game unpaused. What is going on with this? Is this not centered? I thought it was. Is it wider on this side than it is this side? I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's go back to this. Just trying to decide here. So we would have to break this off. It'd have to become its own building. And then it's going to end up like this. And the guests are going to walk through the walls down here. And that's just going to look really bad, isn't it? And so this is not going to work. Also because what we'd really want to do is we want to split these apart and put like one here, one there. And then there's going to be this little gap with this pattern on it that is going to be completely impossible for us to hide. Unless, what about, where is it? One of these little, this. Except it's so long. Maybe if we change the colors so that they were like pretty close in color, maybe that would work. Possibly. Okay, just select that thing. It's like clicking straight through this piece right here. What the hey? What color are these? Let's get that little piece. Is there one that's shorter? This one is shorter. Okay, I like this one. Let's get these colors. Like, I want to save this color and that color. And I'm clicking on this piece right here. And it's just not detecting it for whatever reason. Is one of these darker? I guess this one is maybe a little bit darker. Nope, they're the same color. Okay. So what happens if we do this and we split this off? We slide this over here. Hold on a sec. Let's take that pillar off that building. Okay. Slide this in here like this. Okay. These two pieces, I guess they need to come back a little bit more, like maybe to like right there. Okay. And then now we're in that building. We want to pick up this piece right here. Add it to building. This could work. This could work. 1 second here. Sorry, gotta look at something on the side. Woohoo, very good. Okay, so let's get this centered, like right about Easier way, I think. Put it here. Okay. And then now, if we just pull this in here like this. Like this. Am I going to stream tomorrow too? Don't count on it. This is the first time I've streamed in about 2 months. Maybe 3 months. I would like to be streaming like 2 or 3 times a week, ideally. Usually they would be weekend streams. It just happens to be Labor Day right now, so I have the day off. But I would like to be streaming a couple times a week, ideally. One of the things that also happened back around, I guess it was the end of March, beginning of April. I can't even remember for certain now. My wife stopped working, and before, when she was working, I would take care of the kids during the day, and then she'd get home, and I would leave and go to work. And so I would do all my recording in the morning before I left for work. And that's not really the greatest time to stream because most people are busy at work and school and whatnot. And then when she stopped working, my schedule changed to where I go to work really early and I get home really early. So then I usually do my videos and recording when I get home, which is great. I love it. The downside to it is I'm a lot more tired. It's a lot harder to muster up the energy to do this stuff like after you've woken up at 6 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, gone to work. And even though I get home ultra early most days I'm home by like 3 p.m. my time, which is really early, and it's great. I do love it. But it is hard to muster up the energy to stream and stuff at that time. But now that the computer issues are worked out and I'm more adjusted to that schedule, maybe it's possible I will be streaming a little bit more often. But I don't want to give anybody false hopes that like, oh, Superfiend's going to try to stream like every weekend, this or that. Don't know about that. Can't say anything to that effect at this time. I would like to. I would really like to. But, I can only do it as often as I have the energy for it. And then I also have a somewhat aggressive upload schedule, usually at least a video a day. So I'm always trying to get content recorded and make sure that I have enough stuff to put out during the week. So that is also a little bit of a concern there when it comes to scheduling my streaming habits. Okay, so, I kind of like the way this looks. I'm not entirely sold. I'm not completely sold. But let's just play with this for now. I do think it's a lot better than what it used to be. And maybe my skills as a builder have just evolved that much over the past few months. Who knows? That could be the case. So then we would ideally want to flip this around and see, look at this. Just look at it. It's like somehow in the process of spinning it 180 degrees, it slid over to the left 2 feet. I hate that. I hate that. Okay. So then, the issue is how big of a tunnel is this going to be? Because one of the things we have to remember is that this is all path. Okay, so they can walk in every single area of this. And if they can walk in every single area of this, they could potentially walk over here, although they don't have any reason to go stand in the corner right now. They may eventually. And so if they do stand over here, they could just clip right through the scenery to get back over onto the pathway. So, there is kind of a limit to how far back we can bring this. And of course, one way we solve that is by getting rid of these corners so that the path stops right here, and then they would never be able to get back there. So just kind of playing around with, how deep would this go and what would it look like? And now, really? I mean, look at this. This is the archway. The arch. Okay, here's the arch. I click right here. It's selecting a building all the way back there. Are you serious? Are you serious? Planet Coaster, why do you do this to me? No. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Because I need to duplicate these arches. I almost said arches. I need to duplicate the arches. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select all 4 of those pillars. We're just gonna lift them up. And there. And then I'm gonna select them again. It has no reason selecting these for some reason, and I'm just gonna delete those. Okay, good. We're just gonna duplicate this building. And I guess that'll go like right about there. And then this will be fun because now we have to line these up. So let's go this way first. Down even further. Down even further. And then let's go this way. Okay, so now it's lined up with this one. So now we want to get lined up with this one, but if we slide it back, and forth, it'll ruin up the alignment with the other. So what we need is another measuring stick. So we're gonna go edit this building. We're gonna grab this haunted house beam. We're gonna lay it flat, and we're gonna move it so that it like just starts to sink in right there. Lift it up tall so that we can click on it when we're done with it and want to delete it. Go back to this piece now. Now remember, it's lined up with that one over there, and so now we just need to know like how far back to bring it so that it's lined up with this other one. And that's what our measuring stick is for. Which apparently I did not move far enough this way. Oops. Okay, so now, right when it starts to touch is when they're lined up. Very good. And we get rid of our measuring stick. Very tedious, but near perfect. Oh, and then we can pop back over here. All right. Lower these back down. They should all pretty much be the same height. And so like right up to about there. And that's looking kind of okay. Let's look at it from this side. Let's close the building editor. And I'm looking at how long I've been going. I'm getting close to 2 hours now. I may end pretty soon because I have not eaten all day and it's 3 p.m. So well, that's not true. I had a Krispy Kreme donut, but and a couple cups of coffee. But you know, I think this so far is looking a lot better than what it was. And quite honestly, I feel so good about the direction that we're headed in that I'm going to get rid of all this stuff because it's absolutely hideous. Yeah, we're not going to use any of this. It's all crap. And so this is going to be the basis for our drawbridge. I don't think we're going to get much further than this today. Because now my stomach is really growling. Growling? Yes. Oh, you're in the Netherlands. Yes, it is now in the Netherlands 0 a.m. Well, that would be midnight, right? And Netherlands is 9 hours ahead, so we are in agreement on the time in the Netherlands. Oh, boy. Yes. Yeah, I think we're going to stop this here. And I'll maybe, I don't know, next time I live stream. Okay, so in between now and whenever I live stream next, I'm probably not going to jump in and work on this. I still have enough to keep me busy. Just finishing up this little stuff over here. I still have a couple things to tidy up over here. I'm just going to show you this. Yeah, it's midnight in the Netherlands. This area, I spent too many episodes working on this, but it's absolutely glorious. I love the way it turned out. It's so beautiful. Looks good at night, too. It's very busy, though. Very busy. I am half leaning at putting like some sort of little statue thing on top of this so that the monorail would go by it. but I don't know. And then the monorail track and this building are so close together. Like, I did check that when the monorail goes by, it does not clip with the building, but it's like you could barely slide a piece of paper in between them. It's very close. I don't think in real life it would be built that close. And I do want to put like a little bit of scenery right here and make it appear as if it like goes into the mountain, you know, as if like the temple kind of comes out and has some structure up here. But I'm still on the fence about that. If I do that, I would probably repeat something similar over here simply because it would look nice to have it on both sides. And, oh, this looks bad, right? Like, all of this right here needs to be cleaned up. Honestly, I'm really not happy with these shops in here. And I don't like how all the people just, like, walk through this narrow path. I'd prefer to see them going this way more. So what I may do is rearrange, like, some of these shops and things, how they're all organized here, and just make it, like, a little bit better. Maybe do more of a plaza here. Of course, that'll screw up the way all this connects, but I don't know. I've never been too happy with this area. But the rest of the park is doing pretty good. And like all of this, like all down through here and then back over here is mostly done. It's amazing how long this stuff takes. But in between now and the next time I go live, I'm probably going to work on some of this because it's almost there. And if I could just kind of wrap this stuff up, it'd look really good. Thank you, Kellen, for the wonderful compliment there. Oh, here, look, we can watch the monorail go by. Watch this. It's so close. Like, yeah, okay, so you could squeeze a piece of paper in there, but man, it's really tight. Oh, and then I haven't shown it yet because I just finished it last night. Thank you, Tara. This building right here, I finally like built this up, and then I made this cool like little restroom hallway that goes back in here. And then just for fun, I have to change it to daytime. Whacky World is a little outdated. It doesn't have non-gendered bathrooms. Okay, we got pink for the ladies and blue dinosaur teeth or whatever for the boys. I just thought that'd be silly. But anyway, so then what else? Yeah, in between now and the next episode, just going to try to clean this up. The next actual Whacky World episode will probably be farting around with some scenery up in here. I just think it would look cool. So, but then like once I finish like whatever I'm going to do up here and then this and this right here, I mean, then the park, like this whole rectangle is essentially done. And it's really just kind of this little bit, whatever I'm going to do over here, a little bit in here, not much. And we definitely need to clean up some stuff in here. And then, I don't know, I'll probably upload it in its current state to like the Steam Workshop, call this Whacky World Season 1, and then start Season 2, like fixing up the parking garage or whatever. So anyways, just kind of like a tentative roadmap of things to come. Really appreciate everybody stopping by and keeping me company in the stream. It was nice to finally get live and interact with people again. Hope to do it again sometime soon. I certainly don't want to wait 2 months for the next one. And that's going to be it for me today. Thanks for watching. What is the next big attraction that you're building now at the ATM? I'm not doing any big attractions. It's all scenery, and that's one of the reasons why I want to get it cleaned up, because I want to get back to building some attractions, some actual rides. I want to get out of scenery mode. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. You have a good afternoon, and take care.